Hey, yo. So in order for me to answer this question, I have to talk about my hair journey from having a full head of hair with locks down to my back to what you see here and how we got here. When I was younger, I had dreads because I was raised in a Rastafarian household. And if you know anything about the Rastafarian religion, you know that having locks is a very important part of the faith. When I was in the first grade during the holiday season, there was a lice bug circulating around, and because I had more hair than a lot of the other kids, it was suggested to avoid the risk of catching it to cut my locks. So we cut my locks, and for roughly 6 months I looked like this. Eventually I got my hair retwisted and I grew them back, but this time was special because I actually had the choice to grow them back whether or not I wanted them. My parents actually gave me autonomy in the matter because when I was a baby, didn't have a choice. But I loved having locks though. I loved being one of the few kids who had locks during a time where a lot of kids never understood the significance of having locks. Maintaining them was a different story though. I don't have 4C hair. My hair is not naturally kinky. It is naturally wavy, straight, sometimes curly. So every Sunday we had to put beeswax in my hair, and I hated putting beeswax in my hair. Going to sleep with beeswax in my hair was the most uncomfortable feeling in the world. My hair would sometimes cake up, so we had to separate them, and it would not only be painful, but it would weaken the root of my locks, so much so that one time in class, 2 locks fell out. Came to a point where I said, "Bun this, I'm just gonna wear my hair in a ponytail from now on." By high school, my hair started to look like this. Then in 2015, I finally looked myself in the mirror and said, you know what? I think it's time to let them go. And so I cut my locks off. Not only because I stopped making excuses for them and started to realize that they didn't look good anymore, but I had turned 20. This was a new decade in my life, a new era in my life. I needed a change. So from 2015, I started rocking the shortcut, and it was not a good time. It really wasn't. 95% of me having short hair consisted of days when I didn't like the way my hair looked, and I didn't like the way I felt because I felt like I was having a bad hair day. And for the longest time, I was flirting with the idea of shaving my head and going bald. I mean, made sense. A lot of my favorite people are bald. And after a brief stint during the middle of the year of me experimenting with the side fades, trying to figure out what my head shape looks like and everything, I finally pulled the trigger on the baldy. Now, there are many other reasons that go into why I decided on this, and that can be told at a different time, but as of right now, I can honestly say that I feel 10 times better about myself than I ever have. Maybe when I'm 40, I'll grow the locks back.